I think I learned a while ago. I always used to think that everybody looked out on the world in exactly the same way, and that the way you view things was the default position. Like if you Google Spain, everybody gets the same pictures. And then when I realized that that's not true, actually, that isn't true. Actually, everybody views the world differently, and actually how you think really impacts what you see and what you hear and what you feel. Um, so I think it's very much around that, is that everybody thinks differently, and that's okay because it's the reality. Everybody thinks in a different way, and therefore your perspective is your truth. And if other people have different perspectives, that's their truth. And understanding that everybody thinks differently is what makes the world go round. And if we all thought all thought the same, we'd all probably still think that the world is flat and that we've never invented the wheel. So that's what it means to me, is that everybody thinks in a different way, and that is something that should be celebrated. Belong is a promise. I think it's a principle, that behind that principle is a promise. If we say everybody can be their true self and belong at Travelodge, that's not a corporate logo. That's a promise. That's a feeling of what it feels like to work here. So when I see that, I think, wow, okay, two things. Like with me and my role, what can I do that could help everybody feel that way, particularly with people that have different learning needs or different requirements, based on how they think and how they view the world. But also, I think just on a deep human level, I think businesses have a real ownership to make a difference to people. And I think particularly at Travelodge, always think about what they're learning in schools. My wife's a teacher, and what they're teaching in schools, they have a coach, they have a little wellbeing room where you go if you need a bit of time out from if you're becoming overwhelmed with the classes. And time out for me was a very different experience. It was I hadn't done what I was supposed to do. I was being disruptive. So, which is probably from the same position. I was disruptive because the way I was becoming overwhelmed with what was happening around me. So I was sent to time out to go and reset myself, as opposed to going to recharge, which is what happens now. So I think is a real ownership on businesses to remember that, particularly where you've got a big span of age groups in the company from all different generations that didn't have the same school experience, that we then, as a business, we bring that into the workplace so that no one's ever disadvantaged because they went to school at a different time.